Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight I am super excited because we are taking a look at 2019's Knives Out starring Daniel Craig. Now, I absolutely love Daniel Craig, probably one of my favorite actors, and I loved him so much in James Bond. I was trying to explain to the answer, like, I almost didn't want to see him in any other roles, if that makes sense to anybody out there. So
that can be
I have not seen this. This is a first-time view for me, and I am just so excited to watch this one.
You know, I love Smartless, and they actually had, is it Rian Johnson? How you say it?
Rian Johnson,
yeah. Yeah, he is a genius. Now, I have seen this, so I am definitely ready, willing, and able to see what little nuances can factor in figuring out, you know, the suspect at hand.
You know, I saw this when it came out, but I have to be honest. There's some twists and I shouldn't say some twists. There's a lot of twists and a lot of turns, and I don't know that I was hyper focused on the movie in the theater. No, it wasn't like that. I'm just
spoilers.
Saying, you know, I just said twists and turns.
Yeah,
just twists and turns. That's not a spoiler. Twists and
thought it was straight.
Anyways,
sorry.
Anyhow, so I saw it once in the theaters, but I would definitely, I think, benefit from watching it again. And the people who have watched it multiple times are like, every time I watch it, I see something new. Every time I watch it, I learn something new. If I'm being honest, other than the main characters in the movie, I don't remember a ton about the plot. Again, just a movie that I watched one time in the theaters on a date with the now fiance. So I'm excited to watch it again and answer, see what I missed. Although I don't even know if I'm going to remember that I missed it. So
there you go.
Basically, like the first time all over again.
Well, there you go. So without further ado, let's go.
Are we watching Hill House again?
Okay.
I'm always so intrigued by those giant mansions.
Yeah, like the amount of work it must take to do the upkeep on them.
The whole painting.
A lot of paintings, a lot of artwork.
Not enough people have paintings of themselves in their house these days.
You know, I've been thinking about that.
God, I wonder, I feel like you almost have to go back through that scene right there and pause it and see all the books and everything.
Oh, yeah.
See,
look at the wallpaper.
See the angles from the old house?
Oh, okay. Trick door.
Thrombey, I'm coming in.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Oh. With the knife right there. It was a dream sequence. Okay.
After. There you go. Wrong again, Quinn. Wrong again.
Murdered nobody. You slashed his face open. You left him bleeding in the street like a stuffed pig. Then you crushed his
Jesus.
skull with a forklift and burned his hands off to erase the fingerprints. You'll never prove it. We have the anti-cam footage.
Alice, turn that off now, please. Please, just
What?
turn it
Finding out
off.
who did it and the Wi-Fi sucks in my room.
Turn it off now.
Your sister just
had a friend she loves slit his throat open.
No, I don't know how much that helped.
Okay.
Wow.
It's Harlan's son. Hi, Walt.
Do you mind coming to the house early? More questions for everybody.
Oh,
The elephant.
I forgot to look at the license plate. What was the state on that? I didn't see it.
Oh, wow.
Hey, her name's Marta. She was Granddad's nurse. She's with us.
Oh, Massachusetts. Okay.
How are you doing? Not very good. Lots of days and not knowing what to do next. You're part of this family.
There she is.
Linda.
Keep the knives away from that one.
a little pat.
You know, the funeral helped, I guess, just seeing him.
He's not coming.
Don Johnson, are you kidding me?
Ransom, little shit. How you doing, kiddo?
Don't worry, it only gets better.
I'm Detective Lieutenant Elliott. All right, we're with Linda Drysdale, Nee Thrombey, and discussing the events that took place the night of his demise 1 week ago, November 8th. How was it?
The party? Pre my dad's death?
Did anyone besides the family show face?
Fran, the housekeeper.
He was a nice guy, but he was so hairy.
Jacob.
And I'm tempted to tell you guys.
Harlan's caregiver, good girl, and Juanetta, great Nana.
Hi, Nana.
Oh,
Nana.
Wow. Ransom. Did he attend as well?
Yes, but he left early.
Captain America himself.
Yep.
Did you say that all three of you showed up around the same time?
Richard came early to help the caterers set up.
Okay, and you and your husband Richard work at a real estate firm in Boston?
No, it's my company.
Right. Sorry.
I built my business from the ground up.
Oh, just like your father. You two were very close.
We had our own secret way of communicating.
To see all the different kinds of knives he's got that decorated.
Everyone idolizes their dad, right?
Do they?
Very much not. Harlan started out with a Rusty Smith Corona and built himself into one of the best-selling mystery writers of all time.
Seems like all his kids are self-made overachievers.
Sure.
So you run your father's publishing company?
Yeah, the family's publishing company. Dad trusts me to run it. Over 80 million copies sold, a real legacy. You guys fans?
Big fan. I'm big.
There's DC hiding back there.
My wife, Donna, she's my rock.
Jesus, Donna, you all right?
My son, Jacob, he's 16. Very politically active.
From It.
So the night went well.
I mean, we were all gutted, but I was happy to have that night with him.
Oh, I see now. All of a sudden he was there.
Yeah. Everybody tells a different
Wait,
story.
I didn't even notice that until you said it. Every time they show that cake scene, it's
Well, they've shown it twice, but the first time was Jamie Lee and Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, I married his son Neil.
I can never remember her real name, but she's awesome in everything she does too.
You remained close to the Thrombys.
They're my family. I feel simultaneously freed by, supported by them.
Oh, yeah, Flam, your skincare company. Sorry.
I forgive you. Self-sufficiency with an acknowledgement of human need. But it's also Harlan.
Granddad gives my mom a yearly allowance, and
You left the party early.
have fun to see some friends at Smith.
You know Dad pays for her crypto-Marxist. She could have stuck around for the cake.
Who is that guy? And why are we doing all this
This
again?
is just attempting to be thorough so we can figure out the manner of death.
So who the is that?
It's Benoit Blanc. Mr. Blanc is a private investigator of great renown.
You solved that case with the tennis champ? You're famous.
Mr. Blanc is not.
I read your profile in the New Yorker. I found it delightful. Why are you here?
I'm here at the behest of a client.
Southern accent. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh, yeah.
My presence will be ornamental. You will find me a respectful, quiet, passive observer of the truth.
Are we getting there?
Harlan's nurse, she was at the party in a professional capacity.
I guess. Harlan hired her to be around to take care of whatever medical needs popped up. Good kid. Been a good friend to Harlan. Family's from Paraguay.
We heard
somebody just say
Ecuador.
Ecuador?
Ecuador, yeah.
May I just, then I'll proceed, but I have to express my admiration for how you followed in your father's footsteps.
Thank you.
Walt with his publishing empire.
Wow.
But really, Dad hands him a book twice a year, and Walt publishes it.
But Charlie, Walt runs the merchandising, adaptations, film and television rights. I mean,
Are you baiting me, detective? And if you think I am dumb enough to be baited into talking family business, into shit-talking my baby brother in front of a police detective and a state trooper...
Walt doesn't run shit. Harlan never allowed any adaptations of his books.
no.
Yeah.
His expression.
Get into it at the party.
Oh my God. Wouldn't leave him alone, the poor guy. Harlan finally had to give him a
Beating his
hug.
cane.
I didn't hear what he said.
The
But he
Netflix
must have
guy.
really handed him his lunch.
Richard said, what? No, Jesus, we did not get into it.
I'm just trying to get an accurate impression. What did Harlan say to you?
The Netflix guy's a business affair guy, and we need to take advantage of it, but then you just need to look at the numbers. You put me in charge of our books. Let me be in charge. Let me do this.
They're my books. It's unfair of me to keep you tethered.
Oh, no.
Done you a grave disservice. I've kept you from building something of your own.
Dad, are you firing me?
We'll talk details tomorrow.
He just been future endeavored.
We talked. We had a business discussion about e-books. You want to talk about an argument? Hell, Ransom had an argument with him. We all love Ransom. He's a good kid. We love him. But he's always been the black sheep of the family. He's never had a job. And Dad, for some unknown reason, always supported him. But that night, God, they had a blowout.
Are you goddamn insane?
Couldn't make it out, really, but they went into another room to do it. Usually, they like to stoke up drama in front of the whole family.
Okay, so Grandma didn't say, are you leaving this time?
Yeah.
You see, I spoke with the caterer this morning. She did hear Harlan in a screaming match with somebody that afternoon.
Screaming match?
Mm-hmm.
But Joni was here too. She was early.
These were two male voices. Harlan shouted the phrase,
You tell her or I will.
Bell's ringing.
Oh!
You stay out of my marriage.
I know my daughter. I've put all of it in this letter to her. Tomorrow she gets it. Tell her or I will.
Harlan had finally decided to put his mom in a nursing home, and Linda had always opposed that. And I wanted to wait until we got back to Boston to tell Linda, so to avoid a whole scene. And Harlan wanted me to tell her then.
I was at the house early to see Harlan. Yes.
I'm sorry to press, but what kind of mix-up?
Yeah, the school hasn't got the check yet. I don't know why Alan didn't mail it.
Well, Alan didn't mail it because he caught a discrepancy. Alan's office has been wiring tuition directly to the school, as per your request. Has been wiring tuition monies directly to you as well.
Ooh.
$100,000 a year for the past 4 years. This is the last money you or Meg will get from me.
Just a money wiring issue. Harlan to cut a check for the semester. No big deal.
Just take a little break and move resume. No.
He's hiding.
Oh, he's going to look for the letter. I got to be honest, guys. I saw this once when it came out years ago. I don't remember any of this really. You remember the characters, but like the details here.
There it is. He's got it. Oh, you see it looked like there was invisible ink or something on the back though, didn't it?
Oh, remember she was saying earlier that her and Dad would like play games and stuff. I wonder if they had a game of like writing each other letters with invisible ink.
Because I thought when he flipped it over, I thought I saw something.
Looked like something.
See the baseball, he threw it outside.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is an open and shut case, and Benny, we're getting to the point where I need to know what we're doing here.
The method? Throat slit?
I mean, the guy practically lives in a clue board.
I was waiting for that reference to come.
Where are you going?
Marta
Cabrera.
Cabrera. You're hired on a part-time basis as a registered nurse, yes?
Harlan hired me directly.
And you're paid a flat rate. How many hours a week?
Started at 15 and then he needed more help.
Medical help.
He needed a friend.
We were just discussing possible motives in the family. I suspect that Harlan has told you much unfiltered truth about each of them. A little bird has told me, how shall I put this delicately? You have a regurgitative reaction to mistruthing.
It's something I've had since I was a kid. Just the thought of lying, it makes me puke.
Is Richard having an affair?
Richard?
Yes or no will do.
No.
Oh, shit!
Figuratively.
Right in the face. Some wet naps.
But I was obviously right. Richard is having an affair. You tell her, or I will.
Okay, but even if that were the case,
Then there is Joni.
Harlan was supporting her and her daughter, and that's the opposite of a motive.
And if that support was threatened, Miss Cabrera, one moment, please.
Yes, I just want to get some smoke.
He wants the lie detector to stay out here.
Was Harlan planning on cutting off Joni's allowance?
Oh, Joni.
Oh my God.
don't answer that if you're going to puke again.
Meg
please.
said he paid the school directly. Joni said he sent the money to her. She was pocketing the double payment. Harlan found out and cut her off without a cent. Walter.
I see where you're going with this.
Harlan had turned Walter down before regarding film rights, but that night something Harlan said shook him. Did he plan to fire Walter?
Can I just wait inside?
None of these weak alibis and domestic squibbles answer your question. I'm here because this morning someone dodged a very important question.
Did we miss it?
Me. Linda asked who hired me.
Who hired you?
Do not know. An envelope of cash showed up at my apartment yesterday with a news clip and a Thrombey's dead.
An envelope, that worked.
An envelope of cash.
That's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah.
It makes no damn sense. Walk me through everyone's whereabouts at the time of death.
Party ended around 11:30. Marta took Harlan upstairs to give him his meds, and Linda is a light sleeper. So we know every time someone took the stairs that night. The first was when Joni heard a ka-thunk from somewhere above her in the house. Concerned about Harlan, so she goes up to investigate. He explained that they had just knocked over the go board.
I just knocked over the go boards.
10 minutes later, Linda is awoken a second time. Walter's smoking a cigar on the porch with his son. He saw her leave and drive off. 15 minutes later, Linda's awoken for the third and final time,
Dad, go back to bed.
which Walt tried to discourage. Based on this, the medical examiner determined the time of death to be between 12:15 and 2 a.m. Walt and Jacob turned in shortly after that. Meg woke up because the dogs were barking outside. That's it. All right?
So many details to pay attention to.
So, we know that Ransom didn't do it because he wasn't there. Marta couldn't have.
Harlan slit right through his carotid.
And as we can see from this morning, everyone can lie. Almost everyone.
Yeah.
We kept you waiting all afternoon because I wanted to hear from you last. Your piece of it is at its very center. You took Mr. Thrombey upstairs at 11:30 and left at midnight. Tell us what happened in that half hour.
You're not breaking tradition on my birthday.
Can you just take your goddamn medicine and go to bed?
If you're going to put that vile shit in me, you'll have to earn it.
Really love drama.
My only hope is that an earthquake will strike.
Get under a door frame. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done with you. How was tonight?
Tonight was good. I cut the line on all four of them. And then be a father, not just a provider for Joni.
Like you said.
Yeah.
Playing life like a game without consequence. You know, I don't fear death. I'd like to fix some of this before I go.
You had a long day. You wanted the drugs?
You mean the good stuff?
Yeah.
Why did I wait till my mid-age to become a morphine user? What this stuff is the best.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. She messed him up.
Oh, did she just give him a load of morphine?
Yeah.
This is what I just give you 100 milligrams of.
You gave me 100 milligrams of the good stuff. Excuse me, but what is the good stuff's dosage supposed to be?
3 milligrams.
So what happens?
I'm gonna give you an emergency shot of naloxone so you don't die in 10 minutes.
Like stone cold dead?
Yes, your full symptoms in 5, sweats, disorientation, and then, yes, that big dose injected within 10, yes, 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's 8-ish now, and even if the victim called for an ambulance when he first felt the symptoms, and the ambulance would take at least 15 minutes. Do you have an extra stuff?
Yes, I'm gonna find it. He's not here, Harlan. So I'm gonna use the phone, okay? What are you doing?
Stop this one.
There's
no time, you have to listen.
Oh, that's the thud. Okay.
Now, if what you said is true, I'm gone. There's no saving me. Think of your mom.
Everything all right?
All right, Joni. Go to bed, Joni.
Okay.
And then he said tomorrow's fine.
Yeah.
Your mom is still undocumented. She'll be found out and at best deported. But we're not going to let that happen, are we? Huh?
What do you want me to do?
Go downstairs as noisily as you can. Call attention to the time.
God, it's midnight already.
Then, to avoid the security cameras, pull off the road before the carved elephant. Park and come back on foot up to the house. The dogs will know you. They shouldn't bark. And the only way is to climb the side trellis and come in through the trick hall window.
Trick hall window?
Mm-hmm.
Like the window's tricky, like it doesn't work how it should, or trick like it's cool?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely
yeah,
trick.
That is
Once you're
tricky.
inside, get my robe and cap from my bedroom and put them on. We need to make this so airtight that the average cop will entirely dismiss you as a suspect.
Oh, so she's gonna
Walter's smoking
walk down
outside
the
and
stairs.
he'll see
Yeah.
you.
Back to bed.
I thought he was getting a snack.
You were seen leaving. The security cameras show you
Yep,
driving
he was
off.
still
And 20
alive
minutes
at the
later,
time.
you've gone from suspect number one to an impossibility.
Oh.
Ransom, are you back again already?
Drive home. The police will question you.
No, I can't lie. You know I can't lie. I'll puke.
Well, then don't lie. Tell fragments of the truth in this exact order.
That was a lot of stuff going through her mind in a coin flip.
We played our nightly game of Go. I gave him pain medication. He pulled his shoulder last week at midnight. I said goodbye to Walt.
What kind of medication did you give him?
Since his injury, I've been giving him 100 milligram IV push of Toradol.
So she's not lying.
Nope.
Did you notice anything strange or off about his demeanor?
Thank you, Miss Cabrera.
Hold it in.
I was just thinking about Dad's games. This all feels like one. No, Walt.
See the letter she's looking at had that same letterhead on.
Don't. I really don't. There's this Hallmark movie called Deadly by Surprise with Danica McKellar.
Or Winnie Cooper. Is that who that is?
Well, no,
that's who
Danica McKellar is
McKellar
Winnie
is.
Cooper.
I'm gonna disappear till the politics talk is done. You want some champers?
Where's Martha? Is she still here? Oh,
Oh, man.
Come in here and answer this question for me.
Oh, boy.
You work hard and you'll earn your share from the ground up, just like Dad and like all the rest of us. If you want to become an American, there are legal ways to do it.
Answer his plate.
Just gives her the plate. Oh, my God.
You goddamn thing. It's done. Hey, I'm going.
What's the matter?
Whoa, hey. Breathe. Hey, friend, do you still have your stash?
Take them whenever you need them.
Very sorry.
Stop
I
saying
hate
you're
this.
sorry.
Do you want dinner, Nana? Nana?
Walt, she's fine. She ate the entire salmon spread already.
Walt, did you tell Marta yet what we all talked about?
No, not yet. Is now a good time?
Yes.
We've been talking it over, and the whole family. We'd like to take care of you.
What does that mean?
Financially, we'd like to help you out. You can count on us.
Bring it.
Wait, isn't this the night of the party before he passed?
No.
No, I think this is
Oh, this is
after.
okay. So this is all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I was outvoted.
Okay, so that was the night of the memorial. Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if they were doing another flashback.
Jumping around.
Oh, look who's
Just
still here.
waiting in the dark.
My father respected Harlan. That says quite a lot. I stayed hoping to speak to you a little more.
So you're gonna keep digging?
I observed the facts without biases of the head or heart. The medical examiner was ready to rule this. Tomorrow morning, I search the grounds on the house, begin my investigation. I want you to be by my side for it.
What?
My confidant.
What's his truth detector?
Medical examiner's going to find the morphine.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Also, you're the only one who had nothing to gain from Harlan's death.
None of them are murderers.
This machine unerringly arrives at the truth tomorrow at 8.
I just wonder if the story is as simple as it's already kind of laid out before us and now we're going to watch them figure it out, or is what we've seen so far, not actually what happened.
Angela
Murder, She Wrote.
Hey,
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, isn't that the dad from
Yeah, from
Happy Days?
Yep, it's Father Dowling also.
Harlan, I have to get you help.
Do as I say, and everything will be just fine.
Oh, I didn't think they were going to let her see it.
Yeah, you figure he wouldn't have done that in front of her.
Oh. And when the door's slamming, make a lot of noise.
It's interesting that, just to me, that hit a room up that high in the house.
Yeah,
You know?
like he's 85.
Like when you get to that age, like if there's a room that you want to play chess in, you'd figure you'd put that like on the lower, not chess, but his board game, like on a lower floor.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that you'd.
Single-story ranch.
Security back then was such that you had to make.
I knew that was that guy.
94. I saved the tape from that night. Now that's a live feed there.
Pull off the road after the carved elephant.
Ooh, after, not before.
All right, should be coming up now to the time when the party ended.
What happened?
That thing eats tapes like popcorn.
You think your guys can digitize this?
I got it.
Well, don't make yourself a suspect.
Yeah.
I can hang on to that.
It's like, yeah, I'm the police officer. I
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
should
you
hold
should,
the
yeah.
evidence. Oh, she had a magnet. Sneaky.
She was demagnetizing it.
Did get an address though.
Yeah.
10 Canoke Street.
Oh, her shoe prints.
Keno, I awoke.
Go now.
No, stay there. What? Whoa, Marta. Stop. Stay there, Marta. No,
Thank you.
no.
He's just plip plop, plip plop.
Classy move. Oh, not the dog.
Best judge of character is a dog. Whole family will be here soon.
Chunk of wood's gonna be there. Oh, the dog's got it.
Well,
I wonder what
She's giving a look like.
Where's your medical bag?
I left it here. I always leave it here with Harlan.
How'd the go board get knocked over?
We were just goofing around. What are you thinking?
The dogs are. They don't like them.
Ransom. Call me Ransom. It's my middle name.
I'm Lieutenant Elliott. Just want to ask a few questions.
I'm just going to be in the other room setting up. Be ready in 10 minutes.
you skipped the funeral, but you're early for the will reading. Why are you even bothering? That's what I'm asking myself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Jacob was in that bathroom the night of the party.
Joyless masturbating to pictures of dead deer.
Jesus.
You want to go?
Bet, Skippy, let's go.
You want Skippy?
Oh, come on! I've been waiting for
fighting.
Look at
Stop it! I can handle it.
Oh my God.
You gotta do this more often.
Now you heard something. Spill it.
I just heard two things. My will, more yelling, and then I heard Ransom say, "I'm warning you."
Father finally came to his senses and cut this worthless little brat out of his will. Give your notice at the country club and kick whatever fashion drug you're on. Because if you think that after all the bridges you burned, after all the shit you said, after everything that you put this family through for the last 10 years, that any of us are gonna support you. A single red dime? You're nuts!
Son.
Father.
Did Harlan tell you he was going to cut you out of the will?
Yep.
Maybe this might finally make you grow up.
This might be the best thing that could ever happen to you.
Thank you. My mother, ladies and gentlemen.
Nothing good is ever easy.
Up your ass, Joni. You've had your teeth in this family's tit for a long time.
Ass. Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact, eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit.
It's so cool seeing Chris Evans as like a villain.
Shit. You can all eat shit.
The thing is, like, he's still like cleanly shaved, his hair slicked back.
Interesting, the canopy off the back porch like that.
Well, you had Ransom in there. That's the kind of thing he says.
It's Probably Babe Ruth's baseball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Oh,
right there.
Oh my God, relatively.
Where's that window?
How about some more cookies, you?
He's just sitting there laughing.
General Zod going after Captain America right there.
Cold glass of milk in his will.
It's the trick window from A Kill for All Seasons.
Ooh.
Traces of dried mud. I suspect they go the length of the hallway. Analyze that mud, and we'll match these traces. On the night of the party, somebody who did not want to be heard climbing those steps went to a great deal of trouble to break into Harlan Thrombey's room. The game is afoot. Eh, Watson?
The game is afoot.
Oh, even a small house on that property.
Yeah.
I would like to gently request that you all stay in town until the investigation is completed.
Well, he's gently requesting, but I'm going to have to make that an order.
Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
Harlan altered his will a week before he died. Harlan's assets included...
The house.
The house? He owns that, right?
60 million.
Yes, 60 million in various cash accounts.
Struggling to read it.
Sole ownership of Blood Like Wine, his publishing company.
So he's got 60 million, but the publishing company's worth a lot more.
Oh, publishing, and then the house is worth a good coin too.
I hereby direct that all my assets, both liquid and otherwise, I leave in their entirety to Marta Cabrera.
Oh,
she got everything.
Shit.
No, that can't be.
No.
Can I see that, please, Alan?
That's right.
It's right.
He's laughing about it. He's just going to enjoy the carnage.
Alan, you can take this piece of paper and shove it right up your ass and get out. And you cops, too, out, right now. We are the Thrombeys, goddammit. This is still our house.
The house at 2 Dearborn Drive and all belongings therein I leave to Marta Cabrera.
Little bitch. You little bitch. No.
Look at it's moving back.
Were you boinking my father?
Oh, Jesus.
Boinking. Oh, they're all just like vultures just after her.
I can't open the damn. He is our father.
So DM me on Instagram.
Ooh.
Driving.
So why? There's got to be a bigger reason why, and you know
Well,
it.
how about it had to do more with you guys than with me?
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Did he tell you anything?
Only that I wasn't getting the scent.
That's because he wanted you to build something from the ground up.
Build something from the ground up. Yeah, my mother built her business from the ground up with $1 million loan from my grandfather. My father owns none of it. She made him sign a prenup.
Oh.
And that's why he didn't want to be caught with the other woman.
I know 3 things. 1, I know he didn't commit suicide. Maybe you and I were the only 2 who knew him, so you're not going to bullshit me on this, because 2, I know lying makes you puke. And 3, I know you just ate a full plate of baked beans and sausage. Me in the eye.
Oh, that's what the bowl is for.
And tell me what happened to my grandfather.
Alan, there have got to be options here.
No, I can repeat the same.
Well, they still have the lawyer at their house.
Harlan was of sound mind.
Look at
He
his
changes,
assistant,
and we
it's
all
just
confirmed
out.
that he
Would a
was.
sound mind do this?
Undue influence.
Yeah, undue influence. How about that?
If somehow she had gotten her hooks into him.
Just got in there.
Slayer rule obviously doesn't apply here, even if they're held responsible for their death in civil court.
Like OJ.
Like OJ. Harlan committed.
I suspect foul play. I have eliminated no suspects.
You're full of shit. I don't trust this guy in the tweed suit. And Alan, God bless you, you're useless.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been waiting to leave.
Granddad wanted to give Marta everything, and that's what he wanted.
Just saying it, it sounds insane, but it's all true. And I think Blanc's been on to me from the start.
My last conversation with him, my last argument, that's what he told me about you. I'm not going to tell my family shit. You're not going to go to jail. That detective's not going to catch you, and you're not going to give up the money. You've come this far. Let me help you go all the way.
You could just turn me in right now and still get your cut of the inheritance. Why?
Fuck my family. I can help you get away with this. You're gonna give me my cut of the inheritance.
He had a plan.
Meg.
Marta, are you okay?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Look, no one knows I'm calling you. I wanted to say sorry for how everyone was. I guess I wanted to ask, what are you gonna do?
What do you think I should do?
I think you should give it back to us.
Oh.
You know this isn't fair. You have to make things right. Mom's broke. She says I'm gonna have to drop out of school.
Listen, I won't let that happen.
Oh, don't start letting them underneath the tent.
Thanks.
And once I...
Now, is everybody going to call her with a sob story to try to get their
Oh.
into her? Yep. See, they were all watching.
He found Matt upstairs, where I broke in through the window.
No matter how good this Blanc guy thinks he is, he's got nothing.
The guy here and a bunch of stuff. Everything's going crazy. Are we rich? I don't even know what that means, but you better get your ass up. Hey, dale, levántate.
It was 7:56 a.m.
Are we rich?
I don't know that I'd want a house that I honestly I just wouldn't want it that big.
Nah.
I'd probably want a little more land. A few more
Oh,
trees.
he had plenty of land though, as you saw.
Deer running around.
I think you have something you want to tell me. I'm very capable of telling me what you saw.
Didn't she think she saw Ransom though when it was Marta?
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if she's going to end up blaming Ransom for it.
Walt?
I
didn't know about any of this.
We know you
This is
Marta, is it your intention to renounce the inheritance?
this is what Harlan wanted.
Harlan put you in a very hard position here, and we know with your mother.
Oh, dude, this is dirty.
Oh, he's making threats.
Your mother came into the country illegally. I'd be afraid that could come to light.
Well, she's got 60 million cash. She can fly her mom back wherever until it blows over.
Well, she has those resources.
She has
could
them
fix
now.
herself.
Yeah.
Because Harlan gave me all your resources.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means with my resources, I'll be able to fix it. So I guess I will find the right lawyers.
Better be sure that's...
Oh, is that the toxicology report? I think that's what it said.
Yeah, office of the
Yeah.
medical examiner.
What's this?
It's my medical backpack.
Okay, but this is a photocopy of just the header of a blood toxicology report on Harlan. Marta, this is going to show the morphine overdose.
So I'm screwed.
But what kind of blackmail scheme is this? There's no demands, there's no meeting place. What's the point in sending you this?
Oh, how
imagine that.
convenient. There was a fire that probably destroyed everything.
Well, what about security cameras?
Ooh.
Speaking of security,
Oh.
the surveillance tape at the Thrombey estate was all
popped.
scrambled for some reason.
What's still pending from the autopsy?
Just a report on the blood work.
Who will blow up the whole real building just to blackmail me?
Well, you guys better get out of there before somebody sees you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. 1209 Columbus Road, 10 a.m. If you destroy that copy, you're totally in the clear.
Well, that's pretty obvious now.
Elliot.
Elliot.
Are you flooring it?
I'm literally flooring it.
You think Hyundai signed off on this? Like, yeah, let our car be a little pipsqueak.
I couldn't do this without you.
Dude's right there.
That was the dumbest car chase of all time.
I spoke to Juanita Thrombey, great nana. She saw someone climbing the trellis to the 3rd floor. Ransom came back, she said.
You don't need to
Didn't
thank.
he ask you to drive when he saw me coming?
Yes.
That's true. Sort of.
I want a full rundown on everything he said to you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, she can't BS her way through that.
Hopefully he doesn't want a drink of her soda.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
I got a
this,
dry throat. Can I have some of this?
this is some good stuff you got here in the big gulp.
Do you mind if I stop for a second? I need to pick something up. Hello?
Oh, there they are.
This is creepy. Oh, her bag.
Yep. And who's sitting there, though?
You have to figure it out right here, right now. And I'm leaving with that report.
Oh, why is her shoe off? Are they donezo?
Flashlight.
Okay, so it's
Oh.
right on the lady, but
Yeah.
I forgot she was,
No. Frank? Frank, give me a sign if you can hear me. Did you take something? Well, I'm gonna call an ambulance now. You're gonna be okay.
The morphine.
You did this.
Well, that's her phone. Yeah. Oh, she's doing CPR.
Thought of you stays bright.
Look at the ambulance is coming.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, this is over. People are getting hurt.
Young Ransom told Lieutenant Elliot everything.
Oh.
But why did Fran take my morphine? Unless that's why she needed the blackmail money.
We'll round up the Thrombeys at the house, along with
Something's
a police escort. You can tell me your whole story on the drive over.
Okay, so now she's gonna tell him the whole story. But I don't
Yeah, because
recall.
remember the first time she's had the story, she had bits and pieces. All
I don't recall what happened though. Like, remember when she was dumping out the bag?
I think it would be better if we were together again and get this over with.
I'm so sorry I told them about your mom.
Meg, it's okay. I know where the tox report is.
Yep, in the clock.
Anyways, this will tie everything up. God, you're not much of a detective, are you? You've always been good to me.
It's funny how Harlan's over her shoulder.
And what I'm about to say isn't gonna be easy and you're gonna be upset.
Excuse me! You have all treated her like shit to steal back a fortune that you lost and she deserves. Knives out, beaks bloody.
Knives out.
Miss Cabrera has decided, definitively, not to renounce the inheritance. That the manner of death in the case of Harlan Thrombey is ruled as side. Thank you all for coming. Goodbye.
What are we doing?
I'm
What's
sorry.
going on?
Officer Wagner. Get him out of the house if you can.
Get the family out.
Yes, but not all of them, you know.
I told Ransom. Ransom told you, and I'm telling you now. It is an immovable fact that I killed Harlan.
I spoke in the car about the hole at the center of this donut. Donut hole in a donut's hole. The person must have known the contents of the will. If the intent was to reverse Marta's inheritance, they must have known that Marta was responsible.
Fran, she was blackmailing me. She knew what I did.
Yeah, but Fran wanted money. Now, with the entire solution in my field of view.
God, he's so good in this movie.
Yeah, isn't he? I know.
I'm so sorry. I told them everything. I figured it was up.
Not exactly everything, though. Mr. Hugh Ransom Drysdale, you might tell us all why you hired me.
Why I hired you.
Does he know that, or is he just...
Let's back it up. Your argument with Harlan. Harlan told you everything.
You can't be serious.
Not a red dime or word of my work.
Not a red dime.
Yep.
Harlan told him that I could beat him at Go.
How would the topic of the will have skewed around to Marta?
You can't be that crazy. You're not just gonna throw away your fortune.
I'm giving it to Marta.
You're a Brazilian nurse. Are you goddamn insane?
Brazilians. They've all said it different.
I'm warning you. So you storm out. You drive off into the night. Marta, the will, Harlan, do for yourself. You won't get away with this. Then on foot up towards the house.
Dog's barking.
Yep, the dogs
They don't like him.
bark. Because we heard the dogs.
But it is essential that you are alone and undetected. You knew what medications Harlan took. You knew what Marta would be injecting him with that night. If Marta was responsible for his death, the Slayer rule would nullify the change will and you would get your share back. You used the syringes in the kit to switch the liquids and the 2 medication vials.
Yeah.
But wait. She gave him the wrong one. So she thought she switched it.
Yeah, so he was never going to be checked out.
Yeah, right.
So I just said.
If he did that, if the meds were switched, then when I got them mixed up, I accidentally switched them back, so...
Yeah, he was never in any danger.
I taped over the label. The vials themselves are identical. How'd you know this was the morphine?
I just knew.
You'd done it 100 times. You gave him the correct medication.
And Harlan was...
I'm sorry, Marta, but yes.
Oh, that's why she
Harlan
looked
was
at
perfectly
it.
fine.
Didn't even have to look at the label.
The cause of death was truly soulless.
Accidental.
In fact, if Harlan had listened to you and called the ambulance, he would be alive today.
Oh, wow.
Ransom, are you back again already?
Back
Are
again.
you back again already?
How did I miss that?
Mm-hmm.
Ransom, you're back.
This is stupid with 2 O's.
He even did it on the
It's your word.
You have her confession.
With your permission, I'd like to spin a little further. You'd have to come back to the house to retrieve the incriminating tampered vials. However, this time the dogs were outside. You'd get the vials tomorrow, but tomorrow brings news, but of a slit throat and a side. Now the circumstances are perfect for the anonymous hiring of me. Enter Benoit Blanc.
Benny.
He's so theatric about it.
Oh, look at
He
him.
goes,
There is no possible way you can get to Marta's medical bag, and that is why you missed the funeral. There is no one home to wonder why you're going into Harlan's study. She witnessed you tampering with Harlan's medication in the medical bag.
That Hallmark movie she told me about with Toni Collet.
Deadly by surprise.
That's what she was talking about.
She gets a copy of the toxicology report.
She told me she has a cousin who works as a receptionist at the examiner's office.
Well, voila! So she photocopies the header and makes her blackmail note.
So why did she send it to me?
She didn't. She sent it to Ransom. What is his reaction?
Puts it
Elation.
in her mailbox.
A blood tox report will prove her guilt. Marta's confession. He now realizes that Marta has committed no crime, and the tox report will prove her innocence. Unless you decide.
You're not going to give up the money.
You're not going to give up the money. In for a penny, in for a pound. Send her the anonymous email with the late morning rendezvous time and deliver her the blackmail notes. Keep your appointment with Fran.
I knew you were a no-good son of a bitch. Don't come near me! I'm warning you!
She said,
You did this. You did this.
You
did this.
The help called him Hugh.
And remember, only the help.
Yep.
And so you could not make your anonymous call, and Fran had not stashed a safety copy of the tox report, but not outplayed you once again by saving Fran's life.
Fran's alive?
Oh, yes.
Oops.
yes, we'll be there soon. Thank you. She's okay. She's ready to talk.
We allowed you into our home. You think I'm not going to fight to protect my home?
Harlan, he bought this place in the 80s from a Pakistani real estate billionaire.
Shut up! Shut up with that Kentucky Fried Foghorn Leghorn drawl! Yeah, I killed Fran, but I guess I didn't. So what do you have on me? I get arson for the building and a few other charges. I'll be out in no time.
Shit! That means she's lying!
Friend's dead.
Oh, he had to get it out of him to confess.
And you just confessed to her murder.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Oh, she held it in for a while there.
yes, she did. Oh, that looks like it got her. Oh, it's all retractable.
Shit.
This girl's got like 9 lives.
I knew he was
How
going to
many
say.
of
I
those
couldn't
are-
remember exactly
well,
what
some
he
of them
said.
are
Some
fixed-
have to be
yeah,
real.
some
They're
are fixed
blade.
blades.
Yeah.
I just
Happened to
that
grab
hatchet.
that one. Yeah. There's got to be something with that baseball, right? Well, she's got the note now.
The kid.
Look at him, smart, smiling.
It gave her the what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
She got a stack of cash.
She's got a stack of cash. She's trying to.
Oh, you gotta warm
look
it
at what
up.
he said.
Linda, we gotta get the attorneys on the phone right now.
Can I ask, when did you know I had something to do with
figured
Harlan's death?
The blood on the shoe. Yep.
You won, not by playing the game Harlan's way.
This family. I should help them, right?
But I have a feeling you'll follow your heart.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask if it was up to you guys. Is there someone or anyone you would choose?
Oh, to give the money to, or do you mean
No,
just
to help, just to help.
Oh,
not to like.
I don't know. They
obviously
were all,
give the inheritance.
They were all kind of jerks to her in their own different ways. They all wanted just vultures.
I think the college daughter didn't know that the mom was taking the money also, so she seems the most innocent out of everybody.
Yeah, but she tried to.
He gives her a little. Look at that. He gives her a little smirk.
Yeah. He's got a shiner.
Oh.
My house,
my rules, my coffee. Nice. Oh man, what a finish. There was Knives Out.
Oh my god.
Man, I tell you guys what, that was so much fun. Boy, there's some actors out there that, they're really hard to appreciate sometimes until you get them in a role that they can really sink their teeth into. Now, obviously, we've all seen Daniel Craig and Bond and doing his thing, but for him to pull off the foghorn leghorn KFC Southern accent, and at least in my humble opinion, I thought he did an absolute phenomenal job. The other actor that the last 2 movies we've seen her in now, she just crushes it, and that's Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it a renaissance with her or like a reboot of her career almost, but from being in Everything Everywhere All at Once to being in this, she has been
Halloween.
phenomenal.
Well, you forgot Halloween. You just said Halloween too. You forgot Halloween.
Well,
look, Halloween. She was still really good in though too. So we're not.
We know what you meant.
Yes,
we know.
Yeah.
Well,
and then how could I forget Frank Oz, like a classic actor from the 80s. You might remember him from Spies Like Us. He's been in a ton of stuff. I didn't even recognize him, but I'm not going to run through all the characters because I want to get to some important stuff, because this was an absolute all-star cast. Everybody delivered, but of course, Daniel Craig and Jamie Lee really stood out as just delivering. And when was Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I think that might be the second one, so calm down.
Okay.
We're looking at the cast. It might
we're
include
looking over
some.
the cast here so we don't miss anybody and we get the names. You guys know how that works. But I wanted to say that I loved how they went through it, and from everybody's different point of view, the small little details changed. We saw that with who was behind Harlan when they had the cake and everything, and I'm sure there was a ton more details that I probably missed. This one is almost an instant rewatch. I'd be ready to just hit play on this again and fire it right back up. But I love how that it's a classic whodunit, and they've done these before, and it sort of followed a formula that we're all familiar with and has worked forever, right? You go through, you tell the story, different points of views, and I loved how they did that. You, of course, had the big classic reveal at the end with Daniel Craig doing the monologue, explaining everything to us, laying everything out, all the small details that we either missed or we caught, and it all gets tied together. And of course, there's still a few twists at the end that Marta held back about Fran's ultimate ending that she had. And so everything just played together perfectly. The guy who you would think would be the main villain, Chris Evans with his character, or maybe you did, but I kind of figured he seemed a little slimy, ended up being the guy who did it. So just a phenomenal movie, and something that's so much fun to watch. And man, they did a good job of redoing the classic whodunit and tie it all in with the story. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this one again, guys. How do you find any fault with this movie? I mean, I don't see where anything was wrong or anything that I would do differently. So I'm gonna have to say for Mason
the
Quinn
little one is me.
on Bad Medicine, it's a solid 5 out of 5, guys. This movie was so much fun, and like I said, when I'm watching it and I'm thinking about giving it a score, if I can't find any fault with it or anything I would change, How is it not a 5?
All right, so I'm not even going to waste any time with that score because I'm going to agree it's a 5. It was a classic. What I just wrote down because I loved it is the classic where like, what is this, Clue? Where they did the shout out to Clue.
Yeah, even mentioned
with the classic whodunit, and for me, it had a great cast of actors, like top to bottom, and everyone just played it perfectly from Anna to Daniel Craig, of course, awesome. Chris Evans came in being schmarmy. Like we've been so, accustomed to seeing him more often than not being, Captain America is obviously the big one, but like always being like the clean cut good guy. And then we got to see him as a smarmy.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I love seeing
just being a total dick. And then Jamie Lee Curtis. Toni Collette was the one I could not remember her actual name, but she was great as Joni, as the free spirit. Michael Shannon, who now he's been more and more acquainted with. And so what was fun for me, because I had seen this, was trying to find out the little things that I missed in the early runs, but then also watching Quinn right here just beam with joy, seeing Daniel Craig in something other than Bond, because yes, him as Bond is awesome. He is acting, but you don't see him like this, where like he did those nice monologues in that drawl, and just like, and you can see the way, because the way he played his character is like, you can see him like turning and getting and figuring things out, and it just was beaming to me to watch him enjoy this, So I absolutely loved it. Of course, it's a 5. I hope the second one delivers. And also, Lakeith Stanfield. Loved him in Get Out, loved him in a few other films that he'd done, but he was awesome in this as per usual.
Yeah, this was such a fun movie. So it came out, 3.5, 4 years ago. It came out in 2019. We're in 2023 now, so I'm not sure. I don't recall, what part of 2019 it came out. I saw it in the theaters once, so you have a vague remembrance of what it is, but it wasn't one of these movies where I like remember every single thing. So this was a really fun rewatch. I got to be honest, like there was bits and pieces, like I said, that I remembered as far as the end plot on how everything played out. Like as it was going, I'm like, wait a minute, do I remember it like this? Do I, like where you've seen it before? Like, wait a minute. And some of the twists and turns at the end, I thought, when the antidote or whatever was missing, I'm like, okay, that's part of a scheme. But like the plot twists at the end, I didn't remember. So this was a lot of fun for me to watch. But I think that the really cool thing about me watching this a second time, and 99% of what we do for this channel and Reactor channels is first time watching. And I think the thing that I really appreciated watching this a little bit of a second time, and maybe not paying quite as much attention to the mystery side of it, is you get to pay so much more attention, or maybe just appreciate is the better word, the acting and how this movie was shot and everything. I mean, when you talk about a star-studded cast, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Christopher Plummer that played Harlan Thrombey. I mean, this guy's been in so many cool.
He was amazing.
Of course, Don Johnson, that was awesome. Michael Shannon, I mean, just a great villain.
Emmett Walsh.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, so there's so many good characters in this movie, and they all just really delivered. And and look, Don Johnson and Chris Evans, like this just fits who they are, right? Like Chris Evans, this is Chris Evans. Daniel Craig, it's like this is like Bond, and all of a sudden we're, like you said, Kentucky Fried,
Foghorn Leghorn,
and so it was really interesting. Christopher Plummer, he's kind of been that character in so many of his movies, but this was just so much fun. I had completely forgot. And I really think it was a fun little twist that they made Marta's character throw up when she gets sick, because it's just
legitimately puke.
It adds this little fun twist that it was like, how do you write that in? Like, it's such a creative piece of writing. I love the way it was shot. Those first couple interviews where they were going, like the camera's almost like spinning, like you think you're in an interview and it switches and one person's telling their side of the story and it goes to the other person, like that's bullshit, and then it goes back and you're seeing different different views of a dad with the cake. Like, oh, I was celebrating the cake with him. I was celebrating the cake.
Or the remembering with bringing Marta in there smiling, and then we find out it's not what what is all cracked up to be.
From the writing of the story to the way everything was shot, it was a really fun, like you said, whodunit classic. The monologue at the end, like in the study with the knife,
Pretty
like
much,
that was really cool. This movie, I mean, it's 97% Rotten Tomatoes. I
Who's
think
the 3%?
Yeah, who's the 3%?
Angry people.
People who just
angry
did
people.
love it. Maybe like hardcore Chris Evans fans, or people who like.
Yeah.
I know there are some people who can't like visually watch other people throw up. Otherwise, they get sick. So there's probably somebody who's like,
maybe someone
I was
like
in
that.
the theater, like having popcorn. But I know that's a real thing. Like some people,
or even the sound,
or visually watching somebody throw up, whether it be in person or on screen, triggers that physical response. So there's probably somebody who was having a good time. But you know what, guys, I'm gonna mirror your score on this. I think that I
could have guessed his too.
When you look at all the components, and you really nailed it, Quinn. How can you not score it a 5 when you look at all the components, the story, the way it was shot, like everything fits in, because let's say you tell the story and just the way they do the camera work is different. Like they don't do that switching of people. Like that adds a lot. You get a few different actors. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like maybe somebody else would have been able to play that role, but once you see these people, you're like,
that
was perfect.
Yeah.
So this was a great rewatch for me. Like I said, I think the first time I watched it, I vaguely remember being like super hyper focused on the story. Like when it's a mystery, sometimes you get like, what happened? What's next?
You're
What's
trying
next?
to pay
What's
attention
next?
to all
Or you're trying to figure it out. That's why
you're
I
like
asked.
trying to
Quinn.
figure it out, and sometimes you get so hyper focused on figuring out the story that you lose track a little bit of everything else that's happening in the movie. And I really feel like this second watch for me, I was able to absorb
great.
that. So 5 out of 5 answers for me. This one was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad. Like, I know we broken record time. So glad you guys recommended it. I loved it.
Well, what was great about this is like you pointed out when he was doing the pre-pro, the notes, that it only had a budget of $40 million, which is surprising with that all-star cast. But whatever. And the box office was $311.
I would
talk about return on investment.
I would have to
ROI.
guess that the $40 million budget in this. There's really no special effects. There's no crazy shots.
It's actors
other than
acting.
the building on fire, which looks like it was some round building. They're like, we're gonna make that the medical office. They just set it on fire.
They just found a local town that wanted to burn a building down for fire.
Pretty much.
For
so no CGI, no special effects,
no car chases,
explosions. No action. You really didn't. I mean, other than Marta climbing up the terrace,
no stunts.
So don't let the budget fool you. And I'm look.
Well, yeah.
And
I know,
here's
but
one
still,
thing I have to imagine. I have to imagine if once you get like Daniel Craig and hey Chris Evans, hey man, we got this movie with Daniel Craig, I'm in. Then you go to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Hey, we got
Daniel Craig and Chris Evans. Yeah, I'm in. Then you go to like somebody else.
Obviously they can have some in their contract for return on the box office, the Netflix deals and everything like that too. So I mean,
the last little nugget I want to drop in here is that again, kudos to Daniel Craig, because 3 minutes into the movie, I wasn't watching James Bond anymore.
No.
I was watching Benoit Blanc. So
Benoit Blanc.
That was awesome.
That was
sign of a good actor when you can forget their previous role.
That was my favorite part, especially because I knew that's all you'd ever seen him as. So you got to see him something different. And thank you once again for this one. So for Appleton Oak, Mason Quinn, I am of course the answer. Good night, pals.